We got the ugly truth about Streamer University, y'all. Apparently some people are saying this is a scam. I don't know why, but we're about to see why.
But now that we're about a week and some change removed from Streamer University, today I want to answer, was it actually worth it? Now, that's a very loaded question.
Got a good ass cam. Yo, look at the jersey in the back, bro. Why do you have this bum's jersey on your door? Dude, why? What's up with the Tatum jersey, bro?
Was it actually worth it? I want to think of it in three angles.
Three angles.
Was it worth it for Cenat?
Yes.
2, was it worth it for big streamers?
I don't know.
And 3, was it worth it for small streamers?
Yes, it was.
With more emphasis on trying to figure out if it was actually beneficial for small streamers,
better than
because
Hero?
the big content creators are big. They're gonna be good with or without it. Kai, they're gonna be good with or without it. But really, I want to examine if this was a place, if this was an actual opportunity for streamers to grow, or was this just a place for big content creators?
WJ Cinco, W Shank, W Arky, bro.
So now that the dust has settled,
can't get that out of my chat, bro.
Streamer University actually executed. Let's talk about what it was and what it wasn't, right? Because there were a lot of assumptions going into this event, and we actually have answers now. So what it was a collaborative space.
Dude, why does this map make this shit look huge, bro? A walk from here to here was like 10 minutes, bro.
This was an opportunity for a bunch of creators to get together and create a bunch of different content. This was also a place for people to learn from the biggest content creators in the world, both directly and indirectly, right through the classes or just from watching from
afar. I hate this jersey,
and also there were a couple of questions about the demographic of the creators and the people that were going to be at Streamer University, and you know, I wasn't expecting anything else. A lot of the creators were black because, you know, that's Cenat's audience.
Yeah, why were people making a big deal about that, bro? Were y'all seeing the comments of people saying, oh, like, there's not one white male creator? Like, that's, like, what does that have to do with anything? And there definitely were. You're welcome, Cam.
It's pretty fucking obvious. And also a lot of the creators were W or L adjacent. There were a couple Poggers people, specifically like Extra Emily, but all in all, a lot of the people were kind of associated with each other. So let's talk about what it wasn't, right? Because there were a lot of questions about what this was going to be, and a lot of people thought that this was going to be a place just for small streamers. No, it is not. No, it is not. There were a lot of small streamers there, but also a lot of big content creators. Also, you would think with the name Streamer University, all the creators in there would be aspiring streamers, but in actuality, not.
Dude, low-key, some people, like, I've seen clips. Y'all, it'll probably be in this video, but I saw some people say, like, oh, like, after Streamer University, like, I'm not going to be streaming. Like, I'm just going to make, like, YouTube videos or whatever. And, dude, people were getting pissed at that, bro. People think the point of Streamer University was, oh, everybody that is here is going to, like, blow up on Twitch overnight. When it's, like, in reality, bro, different people were there for different reasons. Like, I doubled my Twitch following, but it's like, I wasn't there to clip farm on every big person stream. Like, I had goals written down before I got there. And, like, I didn't complete all of them, but my main 2 were to troll Duke Dennis, which I did, and then to get Kai to, like, send a message to Tyler Hero telling him to get on my stream, which he did. So it's like, if you think everybody's going to go in there and do what Corey did, Corey wouldn't be where he's at, bro, because everybody would just be doing the same shit. Stop yapping. My bad, bro.
All of them actually wanted to be streamers, or even just were streamers before going into it. There were a bunch of TikTokers in the building. There were a bunch of people who wanted to pursue, like, a YouTube career specifically. Still a lot of streamers. I would still say a majority streamers, but it wasn't just all streamers. And lastly, what Streamer University wasn't, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, was a place for serious content creator education. You know, there were...
I think this is a lie. Strictly because of Agent's class, bro. Agent's class actually provided very useful information.
A couple pockets during the event for actual serious content talks with specifically Agent's class, but for a majority of the event, it was a lot of clip farming, it was a lot of collaborations and actually creating content. So let me get the easy one out the way. This was definitely worth it for Cenat. Let's check that box off. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had one of his biggest streams during this event.
Yeah, I didn't even go to that class,
K.
I don't even know what it was about.
Where he wasn't the center of attention and he was trying to build some sort of program, you know, while still using his influence and platform. But he really showcased what he could do as a group leader, as a CEO of a company or whatever the case may be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like his real first idea where he isn't
how do
the
you
center
even
of
top
attention.
this, bro?
You know what I'm
Do
saying?
y'all know
Like, he
how
was still
I could
doing
even top
streams
this?
and still using his influence, but he was really trying to build out like an actual event / program, and it went very, very well for him. From a PR perspective, not only was the whole event very brand friendly, but from his perspective as well, he was viewed as this mentor figure, as a person who's trying to use his influence for the good and trying to, you know what I'm saying, cultivate and incubate the next batch of streamers and pass on his legacy like that.
Hello? My monitor just went black, bro.
Those different narratives, right?
Drama
And according
Island?
to Complex,
I feel
all
like
the
Streamer
streams
U is
combined
bigger than
accumulated
that.
over 27 million watch hours on Twitch. It had a peak of 720,000 viewers. I don't know if that's the category or just Kai Stream, but that is still insane. And according to Kai, Streamer University was something seen by many like A-list celebrities like LeBron James, Kim Kardashian. Like, we're talking about real deal A-list celebrities. So anything that can get recognized by that tier of people, in my opinion,
Something
is a
wrong,
W
Black?
for
Nah, bro,
content
my screen
creators,
just turned off,
because
bro.
that just legitimizes our space even more. However, Streamer University didn't come with no criticisms, right? Like I said earlier, a lot of people were definitely not happy with the amount of big streamers that were involved. People thought this was going to be all small streamers. There was also the Zoe Spencer drama going on.
Drake,
you know,
dude, that
even
was
within
crazy,
the event,
bro.
there were a couple of times where it felt like a very unsafe environment for people. All in all, though, pretty easy net positive for Kyle. Now, for the big streamers, definitely an easy W for them, right? Like, content creation and streaming as a whole is already viewed as a rich get richer environment. So, you know, when you have the biggest content creators collabing in this space, with other big content creators, ultimately it is just going to help them, right? So you have people like DDG reach all-time numbers. People already within the AMP circle, like, you know, Agent, Rakai, Tylil, all of them, you know, getting massive boosts from all of this. There were also a lot of big content creators that were either professors or actual students that used this opportunity to really leverage this moment to get into streaming. So a couple of names that I'm thinking of is India Love. I'm thinking of Funny Mike in this instance, right? Like, this is definitely the easiest and fastest way to not only pivot into streaming, but gain a really, really solid
industry cleanse.
I think a lot of these creators that I'm talking about definitely benefited from Kai's spotlight, but it wasn't really career changing for them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people were already going to do content with or without this event. This was just a boost for them. Now let's talk about the real main event. Was Streamer University actually beneficial for small streamers, or was this just a scheme for Cenat to be the ultimate winner? And
do y'all think it benefited small streamers? Do y'all think it's a scheme? I feel like this, like, actually being there made me realize that, like, the whole Kai's doing this to make a bag, or like Kai's running a scheme, like Kai has a music stylist, like, all, I feel like that those whole like talks, it's all bullshit, bro. Like, it's weird, bro. It's really weird, bro.
Let me say this. I definitely think there were creators in the building, very small creators in the building, that did not take advantage of the situation that was right in front of them for whatever reason. Maybe they were unprepared. You know, maybe the whole point of the university for them was to gain the knowledge to take advantage of situations like this, and it just wasn't clicking for them.
Done my following group connections. I know everyone in AMP. Tyler here said, let's be honest with you. Yeah, like obvious. Like, I told y'all before I even went, I was like, I'm not gonna go there and basically act out of character, be like, just to do too much for the camera. Like, I told y'all way before, I'm not doing that, and I'm happy I didn't. Like, I feel like everything coming naturally is better, but I personally, I have no idea how people went in there without like a list of like, okay, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Like, I don't know how people went in there blindly, bro. I would be fighting demons, bro. Like, it was already overwhelming seeing all these big people that I'm used to seeing on a screen in person. To go in there and not have like any idea of what you're there to do, that would eat me alive, bro. It helps some, but not all. It's their fault for not taking advantage. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say the bigger creators were unapproachable, which I don't agree with. Like, people are saying, oh, like, these, like, you can't talk to these big creators because they're not your friends. You can't expect them to come up to you. Like, if you want an interaction, you have to go up to them because they don't know, like, They don't know who we are. You hated Dabo? Nah, I didn't hate anybody, bro. I don't hate anybody in this world, bro.
There were definitely a lot of streamers that
Dabo was cool.
Fumbled the bag. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just keep it a stat. Like, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but specifically Nizzy, like, I think he had a really big opportunity to make some noise at Streamer University.
Dude, I feel bad.
So much so that he's been making a lot of content
people
after Streamer University, talking about how he fumbled Streamer University, because
he is
even
playing
his
into the
TikTok
fumbling
comments,
thing,
if you look at his page right now, we're saying, bro, you were at Streamer University? Bro, you were at Streamer University and did nothing?
He got hated for no reason?
You really fumbled the bag. Now I do feel like he's definitely realized his mistakes, and he's...
Yeah, I feel bad for him, bro. He's a cool dude, but I think the reason people are saying this, I don't know if it's because he didn't post clips while he was there. I don't know why people are saying it, bro. I don't know. If someone knows, can y'all tell me why people were saying that Nizzy fumbled? Like, I genuinely have no idea, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Recoup some of that lost momentum, you know, after going to DreamCon and after the content he's been making. He's been doing a decent job.
You saw clips of him? I don't know how he fumbled. Dude,
this opportunity was low-key blown by people like him. Was it because he just wasn't used to streaming? Or
I don't know,
because he was mainly a TikToker, so to pivot from TikTok to streaming, that is pretty big if you haven't been streaming before. Was that the case for him? I don't really know. Was it purely a social anxiety issue and, you know, he felt shy and didn't want to step out there? I don't know. But I do think Nizzy is one of those people that kind of fumbled the bag here. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like the social anxiety thing was big for some people. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I have crazy social anxiety. And if y'all were watching my stream the very first day, like, dude, I was so f***ing nervous. Because I was like, okay, like, I see all these big people, but I also don't watch all of them. But it's like, if I want to have a conversation with somebody, I can't force a conversation without knowing what to say. But, bro, literally, that first night, like, when I was about to go to bed, dude, I kid y'all not, I got, like, 5 texts from my friends saying, like, bro, you need to lock in, like, don't be nervous, like, all that shit. And, bro, he literally called me. We were on the phone for, like, 30 minutes. I had to mute the stream because I know I was about to get pressed. He was just saying, like, bro, like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, you need to lock in. Like, you kind of fumbled the first day, so now you got to play catch up. And this was the day before the Duke Dennis class. The day before Duke's class. After that phone call, I just flipped the switch in my head. I was like, okay, like, I'm here for a reason. Everybody here is a regular person. Like, obviously, if I don't watch a certain somebody, like, I'll still talk to them if I know what I want to say. But literally, I just flipped the switch. I was like, okay, like, I'm here for a reason. I can't be, like, there's no reason for me to be nervous. I'm not gonna blow this once in a lifetime opportunity. I wish, like, KJ or Mason or, like, someone that, like, I know and I have good chemistry with, I wish somebody like that got in, because it definitely would have made it a lot easier. And thank God I had cool roommates, bro. You know, my heart was racing, bro. The reason, like, I was so overwhelmed was because, A, all those big people, B, like, I was checking my phone and my friends were texting me to lock in, so I had to put that shit on D&D because I was like, dude, I can't do this right now. And then, bro, y'all were pressing me too, so just, like, all that going on was, like, so overstimulating. But I was just like, okay, like, I literally just need to lock in, bro. Like, I'm not gonna blow this opportunity. And, bro, that day in the gym with Duke Dennis's class, bro, thank God I got hella clips from that shit, bro. Cause, dude, that day was generational, bro. I went up to people like Deshae, and, like, they were easy to talk to, bro. Like, y'all probably hear it in this video. People are gonna say, oh, big creators were unapproachable, but I don't think they were.
I can't really put names to them, but I definitely saw a handful of streamers, maybe even more, just, like, sit in their dorm. They're gonna stream from their dorm, but, like, that's all they did. They just stayed in their dorm. They chilled with their roommate, and that's all they did. They didn't go out.
Were there really?
When they did go out in IRL stream, they wasn't even, like, pointing the camera at them. They was pointing it at the other people.
Like, see, that's why, bro, if I didn't go, thank God for Josh, bro. If I didn't go with the cameraman, I would have been cooked, bro. I personally hate watching IRL content where the person, actually not in all cases, because Danny Bands did a very good job, like, by himself. But I would hate to stream, like, holding the phone on my own, bro. Were there people that actually sat in their dorms all day? I don't know if there actually was, but from my experience, bro, if I was in the dorm for, like, 30 minutes, bro, as soon as a new person comes in the chat, they see me in my dorm, they're like, oh, bro, go outside. You're in your dorm all day. Like, dude, you've been watching me for 10 seconds, bro.
Like, imagine over there's a circle of, like, DDG and India Love doing, like, a dance circle or whatever. This would be them. Oh, shit. oh, it's going down. Mind you, the camera's pointing that way, not at them, that way. I did also find it interesting that there were creators who really had no interest in streaming, even though they were going to Cenat Streamer University. And for those people, if they did it intentionally, I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Was Lizzie my roommate?
One of my hot takes is
that was my roommate. W Sauce, bro. It was me, Sauce Kill, Maxwell Yang, JPT, bro. W Sauce, bro.
And there were certain content creators at Streamer University that were self-reflective enough to understand that, yo, streaming and streamer culture is just not for me. I still want to continue to be a content creator, and this is still a very valuable situation for me to be in to better myself as a content creator.
Now that Streamer University is over, what's next for me?
W Ivan, bro, I saw people cooking him because, I'll just let y'all listen, but I saw people cooking him because of this. Like, I don't know why.
I will not be streaming. Oh, you're wasting your opportunity. No, I'm not. My main thing, what got me into content creation in the first place, has always been YouTube. I'm a storyteller. That's what I focused on in my application video, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. There's no reason for me to try to be somebody I'm not. Streamer University was a great opportunity that I'll forever be thankful for. It opened my eyes to a lot of different content creators, and through that experience, I learned a lot about myself and the creator I want to be. I had many genuine interactions, but I'm not the type to pull over the top stunts to get some clips. No hate to anybody that does, but it's just not my style. I'm more of an introverted and chill person, so I rely on my passion, video editing, and storytelling to create what I think is good content.
So shout out to, who is this, Brie Cheese, and shout out to Ivan's Better. Like, I don't think they necessarily wasted the opportunity being there. But also, I'm gonna keep it a stack. There were just some very, very legitimate success stories that came from Streamer University. Like, I even have their Twitch tracker pulled up here. Like, look at Snowcone's growth before Streamer University, during Streamer University.
Dude, she went crazy. Her and Corey went crazy,
going from
that's facts, tactical, exactly, bro.
100 viewers to maximum of 10,000, average of 400, now averaging 700. Corey to you was another one, right? Like, very, very small streamer right here.
People were saying, like, oh, if you're not Snowcone and like Corey, you blew it. And it's like, if everybody went out there and did what they did, they would not be as big, because everybody's doing the same thing. So that's why it's like, as long as you went there, you had goals in mind, and you came out and accomplished those goals, you won.
Then May happens, he peaks at 13,000, average of 640, and he's been, you know what I'm saying, increasing his average viewership since then.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also specifically want to shout out Corey here, because for those who do not know who Corey is, this is the same dude that dropped out of college to just apply to Streamer University to up his chances. And I still would not advise people to do that. Let me make it clear.
Crazy.
I think that's a dumb
decision.
Going there,
getting clips and generals.
And
that's what I'm saying, bro.
That Kai essentially still let him through. While I personally wouldn't recommend taking that risk to the average person, you know, it's still pretty cool to see someone take a big risk in life and for that risk to pay off the way that it did. So shout out to Corey. You had Tota, who went crazy at Streamer U, and apparently now he's like the #1 Brazilian streamer. You got people like Danny Bands and Kai Woos. You know, there's definitely a decent amount of successful case studies that
did I do all scores? Not yet.
Just full stop. So to answer the question of, is Streamer University worth it for small streamers, both, you know, this first go around and moving forward?
Yes.
I am going to say yes.
Yes.
And weirdly enough, I understand this wasn't an actual university. This wasn't actually college. But there actually is a lot of similarities and parallels between actually going to college and what happened at Streamer University.
Dude, as weird as it sounds, this going here felt more like school than school. Like, that sounds backwards. But bro, I've never stayed in a dorm before till then. Having to wake up early for classes, like, dude, it was so weird, bro.
I think just like real college,
eating in the cafeterias
Streamer University is exactly what you make of it. Like real college, you're thrown in an environment where the main advantage to being in this environment is access to resources, access to people, and access to information. If you just go to class and go home, go class, go home, party on the weekends, you will get what you put into college.
That's
which
what
is not
I did in
gonna be
actual
much.
college.
That, obviously, he's good, right? The bigger content creators, while they gain from this, they're still gonna be good. But for smaller streamers, I think it is very, very important that if you do get into Streamer University, to really know what you're getting into and maximize it, but also, don't think of it as just the end-all be-all, because the game truly starts after Streamer University.
Bro, that's what I was saying, bro. In the TikTok I made, I literally told people, you can't say anybody fumbled right after Stream University, because what matters most is what you do after it, bro. Like, this is a W video. That's exactly what I've been trying to say, bro.
You get out there into the real world when you go back home, and now you want to continue the momentum that you got from the opportunity that Cenat gave you. But with that being said, Kai, if you do end up watching this, I will be trying to apply next year as an RA2 agent. All right, I ain't trying to be a professor. I'm just trying to be an assistant. You know what I'm saying?
This is a W video, bro. Growing your audience, yes, bro. This was a W video, bro. Kai looked stressed as hell near the end, bro. Like, if I was him, I mean, he did copyright the names, so, like, he's definitely gonna do it again. If I'm him, I'm not doing it for at least like another year or two, bro.